What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Stu, back again with another video. Today, you see by the title, we're going to be talking about, just going over a little bit about the Eastern Conference semifinals and the preview and my predictions as the Eastern Conference finals. But before we get to the finals, let's talk about the semifinals, man. I hope everybody's having a good day. Feel free to hit that like button, comment down below any thoughts that you may have. And hit that subscribe button and stay in tune with me, baby. I just give my opinion and my thoughts. I want y'all to be with me with this. I want y'all to interact with me on this. Without further ado, let's get to it. So the first series we're going to talk about was the Heat versus the Bucks. Miami Heat, Milwaukee Bucks. Now, if you didn't know, the Miami Heat were victorious over the Milwaukee Bucks and won their series 4-1. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks were the #1 seed in the East, and they got upset by the Miami Heat. The reigning MVP and this year's Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo, went down with an injury in Game 4. Messed up his ankle pretty bad and was not able to play Game 5. And to me, man, when just seeing how this series played out, I was completely shocked. I was not expected to see the Miami Heat just dominate the way that they did, especially going up 3-0 on the Bucks like that, knowing that the Bucks have Giannis, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, George Hill, Eric Bledsoe, Wesley Matthews, all these solid players that they have around Giannis, but it wasn't able to get the job done. And kudos to the Miami Heat. Jimmy Buckets, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Jay Crowder, Goran Dragic. Who else? Man, the team is just, their nucleus is just so tight. And I know from the preseason, before the season even began, the Heat signing Jimmy Butler wanting his own team, you knew that he's always had that dog in him. So the fact that he's taking his team to the Eastern Conference Finals in his first year under contract with them, I mean, it just shows the leadership, the toughness, the love of the game, how much of a dog that Jimmy really is. And that's why I love Jimmy as one of my favorite players in the league now. But just to show you that he's here to stay. He ain't playing around. And it's crazy because with the Milwaukee Bucks, they didn't play their best. I mean, Giannis, he averaged about 22 points per game, 11 rebounds, and about 5 assists during the games. Chris Middleton averaged about 25 points per game, 6 rebounds, about 7 assists. Brook Lopez, 18.6 rebounds. Eric Bledsoe, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. George Hill, only about 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. It's like, I think point guard play really, really came into a factor, and I think the Bucks really struggled in that department because Goran Dragic from the Heat, he was lined it up. Dragic was averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. But you also got players like Tyler Hero, 13 points, 6 rebounds, almost 4 assists. And that's a rookie. Jimmy Buckets was averaging 23, 6, 4. And it just shows like that team is, when a rookie is doing those numbers and coming in and just an added piece to the puzzle, and he's doing those things, you can't, I mean, what else can you do? Not to mention Bam Adebayo, 17 points, 12 rebounds a game, 4 assists. Jay Crowder, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. The team was loaded. The team fired on all cylinders, and they just knew what to do. And ultimately, they moved on. And it's crazy because at the end of the game, at the end of the series, Giannis said, "I'm not going anywhere." But then, days later, we found out that he unfollowed all the team. Followed all the players on the team. It's pretty scared. Now, ago, and as these days gone by, Giannis has been talking in communication with the organization, and they hope to keep him long term. And personally, I hope that he stays in Milwaukee. I don't want to see him go to another team. I don't want to see super teams. I don't like super teams. I like when or a superstar is leading their team. I don't like super teams. Let's keep it a buck. So I hope he stays with Milwaukee. I'm looking forward to see the Heat in the next round against the Celtics. And now we're about to talk about them. Woo! Man, if y'all missed this series, y'all blew it. I'm sorry, y'all blew it. 7-game series. Boston, Toronto, Celtics, Raptors. This series by far is one of the best series so far. Not to mention the Denver Utah series last round, and also the Denver Los Angeles Clippers series right now going on. This series was a battle, man, and Boston came up on top. For Toronto, it was really tough to see Pascal Siakam really struggling throughout the series. He only averaged about 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, and he just got a contract extension previous season after winning the title. So I think that kind of played into a part where, but I mean, without Pascal, I mean, players were still stepping up, like Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, Serge Ibaka, they were still playing really, really well to get this series to 7 games. And it's crazy because Boston won the first 2, then Toronto won the next 2, and then Boston, then Toronto, then ultimately the last game, Boston had won. But we're not going to step over the Game 6 game. And that was my favorite game of the series. 125 to 122 and double overtime. Double overtime. We had 8 players, 4 from both teams, that played over 50 minutes. 50 minutes? Hey, man, I ain't no track star, but I know my legs would have gave out on me if I definitely was playing 50 minutes. But these boys are professional athletes, and they know how to get the job done and when it matters most. They dig down, they got heart, and they came through with it. And in that game specifically, Kyle Lowry had 33 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Fred VanVleet, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Norman Powell, 23 points. Norman Powell was really huge in that game. Man came up clutch 3 after clutch 3, 23 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And then on the Boston side, Jason Tatum had 24 points. Jaylen Brown had 31 points. Marcus Smart, 23 points. So the game was evenly matched, going back and forth, jab for jab, like a boxing match. All right, don't, okay. It's okay, I'm not a boxer, it's okay. But that game right there was crazy. And you'll see, if I play the clip below, Marcus Smart and Kyle Lowry, how they do. So yeah, man, I think overall that series was so phenomenal, and I give credit. And I was kind of bittersweet because I really enjoy both teams. I would have loved to see Toronto move forward and defend their crown. Without Kawhi, the storyline would have been magnificent. But I'm very proud of the Celtics, Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, getting really quality minutes from Grant Williams as well out of Tennessee. Make some big stops on the defensive end. I think Kemba's going to have a lot more input on this Eastern Conference Finals. He was kind of struggling a bit with the way they were the defensive strategies that Toronto was playing against Kemba. But I think Kemba is definitely going to have a much better series. Now, my bold predictions and previews for the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston, Miami, Celtics, Heat. We haven't had this series since I think LeBron went crazy. Game 6, 45 points. Had that little mean little stare. Man, now that was a great series. Little Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce. This series about to be legit. So I think that on both sides of the ball, you got, like I said, for Miami, Jimmy Buckets, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Goran Dragic, Bam Adebayo, Boston, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Daniel Tice. These boys are just playmakers. This is so crazy. And not to mention, Boston might get Gordon Hayward back. And I don't think they should rush him because he's been going through a lot with the gruesome ankle injury that he had a couple years ago. And I think if he's able and healthy, he's definitely a plus, but I think they should slowly make his way back into a rotation so they don't disturb, the chemistry that's going on. With that being said, I'm going to say I got to go with the Celtics in 6. I think that they had too much firepower, too many offensive weapons on their team. And not to mention, a lot of these young players were playing in the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron James a few years ago, and they took him to a Game 7. So I think that these boys are battle tested. They got the heart, they got the drive, and I think ultimately the Celtics are going to take it in 6. Now, my X factors for both teams are Tyler Hero, the rookie. Yes, out of Kentucky, the rookie. He's averaging about 15, 16 points in the playoffs right now. And for the Boston Celtics, Marcus Smart was averaging about 13. Now, Tyler Hero's shooting, playmaking, his scoring ability is unmatched. It really, really is. And the fact that he takes an initiative on the defensive end and not just the offensive player, on the defensive end as well, that's very important in the league. I also believe that Marcus Smart, we all know Marcus Smart, the gritty, the flopping, the in-your-face type of guy. But his three-point shooting has been really, really nice lately too. So I applaud him for that. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great series. Celtics in 6. And comment down below what you think the series is going to be. Comment down below. Well, that wraps up for today's video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. This is going to be fun. I love talking about basketball, man. This is just so much fun. And like I said, leave a comment down below. I want to know your thoughts on your predictions. Who's going to win the Eastern Conference Finals, man. And be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and go check out my other videos, man. I got videos coming out. Hope everybody has a good day. I'm out.